Well, good evening. TJ here. Been a few days since I made a video. I've been upgrading some of my tech here. Got a new camera. Been working on getting rid of the static sound. That took me a little while. Then I had some echo today when I tried to do a video earlier, so I had to work on getting rid of that. And I think we're good now. Found this clip and I wanted to incorporate this clip in this video. This is the first time I'm incorporating a clip in a video, so be patient with me. Learning as I go here. I'm a tree man. I'm not a podcaster, or I guess I am a podcaster now, but I'm new to it, so just need a little patience. We'll work out all the kinks. All right, so I'm going to pull up this video, and there he is. Hopefully y'all can see him. I found this video on Facebook and thought it would be interesting to kind of break this down and give a little rebuttal to what old Benny Boy says here. So let's take a listen, see what he's got to say, and I'll probably stop this a couple times and interject. I will tell you, I cannot hear the clip on my end. I'm just reading the text at the bottom of the video, so but I will stop it whenever I've got something to say. So let's give it a listen.
Have become similarly prone to conspiratorial thinking. According to Manhattan Institute, 54% of young Republicans, men under 50, believe the Holocaust didn't happen as historians describe. 53% of Republicans under 50 believe in 9/11 conspiracy theories. 51% believe the moon landing was fake. These people, too, have bought into a grievance-based distrust of the system. And it's showing in their embrace of psychotic figures and disconnected politics. You want to know why the left?
So I just want to stop it right there. So he's saying basically that we've become that anybody who opposes the Zionist agenda is a conspiracy theorist, and we have a grievance-based distrust of the system. And I just want to point out that it does not require any belief in any conspiracy theory to have a grievance about the system. One of my biggest grievances about the system is that I'm not allowed to own my property. If I stop paying my property taxes, the state will come and take my property from me. So I'm basically just paying rent. We are all just paying rent to the state. And that requires no conspiracy theory. I don't have to allege anything. Income tax is the same way. There's lots of grievances that we can have about our system where we don't have to even ever consider a conspiracy theory. So this idea that you have to be a conspiracy theorist to have a grievance about the system is just absolutely ludicrous. Ludicrous. Let's keep playing.
And the horseshoe right have been holding hands? The answer is they share at root the same common worldview. The only difference is the people they believe are the victims of the system. The left says that the victims of the system are marginalized groups, blacks, Hispanics, women, LGBTQ+, and the horseshoe right believes that the marginalized people are white Christian males, and they're the victims of the system. The reality is that there is...
Okay, so he's saying that his opposition on the right, which would be me, I'm far to the right of Ben Shapiro. I believe in way less government than he does. And just a little side note there, the proper way to look at government is big government on one side, that's left. The further left you are, the more government and you believe in, and the less individual liberty you believe in. The further to the right you go, it's less government and more individual liberty. That's the correct left-right paradigm. But the lines have gotten blurred over time on purpose to make us all confused. But if you look at things with clear eyes, you can see. But he's basically saying that the people on the left are holding hands with the people, his opposition on the right, who oppose Zionism, and that the only different, and that we all claim to be victims of the system. The only difference between us and them is that their victims are minorities and groups that are not part of the what a lot of people would call the ruling class or the patriarchy. And then the difference between us and them is they believe that, and we believe that it's only racism against white people, and especially white males, white Christian males. And my personal belief is that the issue that I have with Ben and his allies is Zionism. And Zionism is actually working against anybody who's not a Jewish Zionist. They have a term called goyim, and it's basically, it means like cattle or livestock, something that you can use for your purposes and just and do away with it. Not subhuman. And to the non-Jewish Zionist, well, they're not really Jewish. The Jewish Zionists are not real Jews, but we'll save that for another video. We're not opposed to, or they're opposed to all of us equally. I don't believe that they're just opposed to the white male Christian. They're also opposed to the Muslim. They're also opposed to black people. They're also opposed to anybody who is not a Zionist, basically a Zionist, what they consider Jews. And, you know, Ben is part of this grievance party too. This idea that you can only, that people actually get involved that don't have a grievance. Everybody I've ever known that was involved in politics was involved because they had some kind of a grievance. Nobody gets involved in politics because they think everything is going great. Even Benny Boy here, he has his grievances, and his main grievance is anybody who doesn't support Zionism and the Zionist state. That's his main grievance. So he is part of the grievance party. Let's keep playing it here, see what else he's got to say.
Always a grain of truth to every complaint that obviously America's history is replete with discrimination against minority groups. And also, it is true that in the past couple of decades, policy has been reversed to discriminate against white Christian males, for example. But instead of trying to course correct or recognizing that even today, most of your decisions are in your own hands, politicians in the grievance party, which is what we should call them, instead tell you that all of your problems must be laid at the foot of the system and you're not responsible for literally anything in.
Okay, so he's saying that if you're in this horseshoe right, this or on the left, and you have these grievances about Zionism, that you are putting all your problems at the feet of the government, and you're blaming it all on the government. And that's just completely untrue, completely made up. It's a straw man. It's just one straw man argument after another. This whole clip is just one straw man argument after another. I can't understand how this guy can get away with saying this stuff and people believe it. It just blows my mind. I don't blame every problem in my life on the government. I broke my thumb a couple weeks ago. That was not the government. There's people that have domestic issues that the government is not part of the problem there. But I will tell you, there are a lot of problems in the lives of everyday people, your average person, that can be laid right at the foot of the system. And that is not anything to be, I mean, why should we poo-poo that away? We need to address those issues. There are a lot of issues that can be laid at the foot of the system. And so this idea that we're beyond being responsible for ourselves, I'm probably more self-sufficient than Ben will ever be in his life. And so the idea that, I mean, he probably has people that do his laundry, that do everything for him. And here he is talking about individual responsibility. Give me a break. What a joke. Let's keep listening.
Your life. And this is a major problem. The horseshoe right and the left, they believe at root the same basic type of politics. So we should probably stop distinguishing between them and just call them what they are, the grievance party. So how should non-conspiratorial Americans fight all of this? How should we promote things like rationality and meritocracy and American strength? The answer is by winning. The answer is victory, and there's no substitute for it. Sadly, younger...
All right, so let's take him off of there. So he says the only way to fight people like us is with rationality and meritocracy. Oh, it is just insane. It's insane how many of these people on his side have that Midas touch where they rise to the top. They're not all that talented or anything. They just have, I mean, you look at Hollywood, look at all the people on his side that are in Hollywood. Is that what, when you think of meritocracy, do you think of that Hollywood, or do you think of everybody giving the people of, their friends a leg up? Everybody's helping their friends rise up to the top. It's how the banking industry works. It's how look at the people at the top. They've all helped each other get there. And you see you see the Midas touch. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. Is that meritocracy there? Was that a guy that was supposed to rise to the top because of his abilities, or because other people helped him? It's absurd. And rationality, is Gaza rationality? Does that look like something that's rational? Does this Iran war starting this Iran war? Does that sound rational for the United States to get involved with this war right now when we have so many problems at home? No, it's completely irrational. And it's just this stuff going on with Ben and his buddies, Mark Levin and Laura Loomer. They just totally turn reality on its head. And what really blows my mind is how many people right here in my own community, tons of them, people I've known all my life, that just eat this stuff up. I don't know, folks. I'm just going to keep on calling it like I see it. Hopefully I'll be able to get these videos out and get better at doing this. I'd like to. But my kids, my grandkids, my posterity they're gonna know where I stood right at this time. They're gonna know that that everybody was not being silent. And to those out there, to the remnant who see what's going on, to the ones who can recognize evil when they see it, to the ones who aren't being fooled, who've turned off the mainstream media, who aren't tuning into Fox News every day, to those who are looking to be more self-sufficient, to be taking care of yourselves and your families, and to those that keep speaking out and searching for the truth and don't just take what the guy on the TV says as the truth. I just want you to know that I really appreciate you. And I wish there was more of you out there. We need more. We need more people speaking out. It's our job. We get one shot at this life. We only get one shot, and then it's done. What'd you do with your life? I see a lot of folks out there worshiping that almighty dollar too. And I'll tell you, the Lord is very clear when he says that the love of money is the root of all evil. And that is what allows evil to flourish, is that love of money. So if you're in a love affair with money, I would challenge you to try to break yourself off of that. I'm not saying to be dirt poor, but just don't let it rule your life and let it decide how you're going to live your life, because you only get one shot at this, folks. But that's my take on old Benny Boy's little clip that I saw. Let me know what you thought, and give me a like if you appreciated what I had to say, and share it. I get a lot of I've had so many phone calls since I started doing these messages, phone calls or just private messages, telling me that people agree with me or they like what I had to say. But a lot of them don't actually like the stuff on the platform where I put it, and they don't share it. And don't call me and text me, tell me on the comment on the video. Help me spread these things out if you could. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.